to the 30s Comedy Podcast. My name is Clint.
Uncle Marcus.
What up, Marcus?
What's going on?
What's going on? What's going on?
Sorry. I'm doing good.
Sorry about
yeah, had a little bit of fumble right there. I'm doing good. It's Veterans Day. Happy Veterans Day.
Happy Veterans Day to all those who serve.
Thank you.
Thank you for serving.
Your brother on a couple of weeks ago who you have to have served and then left to be a veteran, or you're a veteran once you
I think once you have committed some amount of time to the nation.
Okay.
And you're a veteran.
Oh, all right. I thought because you always think veterans is like older men, but I think you can just be a veteran
at any time,
any kind of amount of service. We're hot into the first full week of daylight savings time. I think it's been a week now, or close to it, and I'm going to join in on the hate and say it sucks.
Yeah, I saw a list. There's a list of all the states that wanted it, and it's like the states that you would know.
Well, there's states that don't do it already. They don't do the daylight savings time. I think Arizona for sure, and Hawaii are like the only two that I know of for sure that do it. But there's some other ones that are just like, I'm not doing that.
Yeah,
and,
some of them
good for them.
That make sense are like Alabama, Minnesota, Mississippi.
They want it?
They want it, yeah.
Why do they want it?
Montana, Ohio.
What is the point of it?
Oregon. Let's see, do they say why? The Oregon legislature passed a bill that would make daylight savings time year-round. But one of its counties, Malheur, would be excluded from this change because it is in a different time zone than the rest of the state. So they don't have to deal with it. South Carolina, Tennessee, Utah.
Counties. So you can literally do like across the street. It's an hour earlier than on this side.
Just divide it up. Yeah, screw all these states. I don't like it.
I don't like the darkness. So early, like what's it called? Seasonal depression. Like that's a real thing.
Yeah, I feel it.
And I mean, I don't know if that has to do with the sun really, but because it happens this time of year, like it's already getting cold out. Big old fleecy jacket on. It's now that coupled with that it's dark, it's like it makes you depressed or tired. Something. Yeah. I was in my room yesterday, and like not yesterday, the day before yesterday, it was like 6-ish, maybe a little after 6, and it's already dark outside, and I was just ready for bed.
Done.
What the fuck? What's happening? Oh, it's that time of year again where we do this thing that nobody wants to do, and there's no way to not do it either and be like, well, you guys do that, I'm gonna do this. Yeah. Because now, like, I don't know.
Because the sun is gone. Yeah, you can't just walk around and act like the sun is still up for another hour.
Right. Like, I'm going to show up to work an hour earlier or later, whatever it is. You guys, you show up on time. But
I'll stick with Marcus time.
Yeah, I'm saying I'm the same time that I wanted last week.
Yeah, Marcus. Why is Marcus not here? Oh, it's Marcus time. He'll be here in like 5 hours.
Yeah. He'll be here in an hour.
And he's going to leave early. That adds up.
Yeah.
Adds up that he'd leave early.
How do we make this go away?
We go
to like a city council. Does it start on that level, and then we have to, show up with our signs and give a good speech about why it sucks. Where we don't really have to, because apparently if you go into like Instagram or Twitter or whatever, everybody hates it. No one's saying like good things about it. They're just like, ooh, I don't want to do it. It's like, so why are we collectively doing it? Just because. I don't know.
What else is like that? What else do we do that we collectively hate, but we still do it? Other than like going to church and going to work and like going to to like your in-laws' house or
being on any kind of schedule. I don't know.
Listening to certain people.
Yeah.
There's like, why do we let people be rude at a restaurant?
That's a good question.
Like that spot specifically, like. Any other place, you couldn't be rude going up to like the police station.
Yeah.
And why would you do that? Well, you could. But they got like, oh, you want these cuffs?
Yeah.
Want to get locked up?
Somebody gets rude to me when I'm at the bar and I throw them into a cell.
Yeah. Look, come over here.
You want to go sit in a cell in the back and then you can get your fucking Long Island iced tea? I don't know. That's like any kind of just customer service role. It's like you're meant, like the person doing the role is just, you're just there to get bitched at.
Yeah.
And there's nothing you can do about it. Like,
Yeah.
And it's weird. Like, if people get a certain kind of entitlement or a high off it, like my dad's one of them, who, like, he loves being an asshole to customer service people. And, like, I'll call him on it all the time. And he's just like, they're idiots. Like, they're not idiots. They're people. Like, they're there to help you out. Why are you giving? I know you have a problem, but it's, I don't know. Don't give them a hard time about it.
Yeah. They're like people who struggle with limited resources too.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I had to tell the person in the back who that person in the back is shitty to me and doesn't want to remake this food, doesn't want to make it the way that like you want it. Also, we can't read your freaking mind.
Yeah, I think sometimes people think the person who brought out the food is the one that made it.
Yeah.
It's like, no, stupid.
Like, what do I look like? Do I look like the chef?
Yeah.
Do I look like I just made it in this nice black shirt?
There's all kinds of layers to that because it could be like, they could be going through something. Mm-hmm. So like, this is their only form of power, I guess, is to just, be terrible to somebody because you have to take it. And then if you've like, I want to talk to a manager, it's like, they're just going to come over and comp all your stuff anyway.
Yeah.
As like, to make you satisfied. It's like, I just got a free fucking meal or free entree or whatever they comp. It's like, that's not how we should be treating this. It's like, if you're going to act that way, pay for your shit and get the fuck out, and you can't come back. Mm-hmm. I think that's what. And if that was like the punishment, I think less people would do it. Mm-hmm. You know,
there should be some kind of punishment or like a tax or some kind of
tax.
How would we figure this out? How do we stop it?
Penalty fee. It's like
some penalty.
At the bottom of the menu it says, if you are a piece of shit to the wait staff, you will see $100 gratuity added to the bill afterwards, and you will still be expected to pay like 18% gratuity. I don't know.
That'd be amazing.
And then you can't come back for a week.
You can't come back. Yeah, just don't come back.
Yeah, I think that's a smart idea. If I ever open up a location, because then if like I started a restaurant chain, okay, if I started a restaurant chain and I don't know what I would call it, but if that's like that's people know that about the place that, hey, if you're a dick here, you can't come back. Well, we'll say a week. I don't want to say never, because people could having a bad day, and they may have snapped or like something bad could be out of their control. So let's do a week where you can't come back, and then also you have that added gratuity of $100 or whatever, depending on how nice this place will be. Let's say 100 to 1,000. I'll go up to 1,000. You would be so unique because no one else does that I think you would be busy, and you would know that those other people that are dickheads are not going to be able to come here. Mm-hmm. And so it'd probably be a popular place.
Yeah,
popular
I think
place to work too. Yeah. If you were the wait staff,
you would love it. Yeah. You would love to come into work.
Yes,
you would be filled. It's like that place. Is there one in Vegas or San Diego where like
Dick's?
they Dick's? Yeah, where they talk shit on you the whole time. Mm-hmm. That must be great to work at.
Yeah,
and people come in and they know, oh, they're gonna make fun of me. They're gonna make me wear this hat that's gonna say like "suck my lip" on it, and it's gonna be
"suck my blip."
It's gonna be great.
I like the self-censorship right there.
Self-censor. I want Caesar to do extra work.
So I just said "fuck" like 30 times. Suck my blip.
Fuck. And they're like, "Fuck off."
Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
But it'd be great because like yeah, and then you could just like James Corden all those guests.
Yeah.
You could James Corden all the guests because we need to like I don't know like why did we like attack? Well, for good reason we attacked like the sexual harassers first.
Yeah.
When we did like Time's Up, Me Too movement stuff, we attacked. Just like harassment, which is good.
Right.
But we need to get that. That's another form of harassment.
Yeah.
Harassing. The servers.
It's just been allowed for so long that I don't think like
it's
anyone's thought about like, you know what, we don't have to stand for this. Or we don't have to let this happen.
Yeah.
And yeah, like the dicks thing, it's basically just the opposite. Instead of, they'll just treat you like I would like that's a popular restaurant, but I think my idea would also be popular because it's like that wouldn't even be an issue. Like you wouldn't have to be a dick to somebody.
Yeah.
Like say, can I get more napkins like 50 times and be like, are you wiping your ass? I don't know, like something like that. You wouldn't even have to do that because that person wouldn't exist in that place. Mm-hmm. So they're both good ideas.
That's pretty good. What would you call it?
I don't know. That's a good idea.
You call it like Marcus's.
I don't know if I want to put my name in it.
You don't want your name on it?
Like Marcus's mansion.
Because I think that'd also be like a fun game too of like, oh, this person's upset. Let's get the camera in.
Yeah.
Let's take a pic. Take a pic of them.
Yeah.
And now they're on the web.
Yes,
now they're canceled.
You have an Instagram page. You have an Instagram page.
Yeah.
And maybe by this time you can buy that blue check mark on Instagram too. Who knows? So I'll get it verified and then I'll plaster their photo and be like, this dickhead was mean to Sarah, the food runner.
Sarah,
Yeah. He threw the spaghetti back in her face. I don't know. That's a bit extreme. I think they'd probably call the cops for that.
Yeah, maybe.
They wouldn't comp their food for that. But yeah, this piece of shit did this thing. Let's all boo them and make fun of them.
Let's get them out.
Get them.
I don't care how rich
if you
they
know
are.
their name, tag their name in here too, and their handle and everything, so they can just bully. Maybe
it's like reverse bullying. It's reverse bullying. That's what.
This might have bad connotations. I don't know.
Maybe
benevolent intention. Bad. I don't know. Now that I'm really thinking about it, it could be kind of bad to do that.
It could get
naming
rough.
And shaming is great, but sometimes I don't know. People would just bully them. Never mind, I forgot the whole idea.
Maybe.
Except for the restaurant, that should still exist. Maybe not the bullying part of it, but the restaurant.
Wow, we figured out how the internet would go about it. We knew that the internet's going to take it too far.
Yeah, the internet would take it too far.
Yeah, because then there'd be a point where like we're getting canceled, and it's like, what did we do? We just said,
it would just spiral out of control.
I got sweet potato fries and not regular. What? Are you talking back to me? No.
You're fine. You're on the list. You're online.
Get a camera.
It's like, but I really ordered regular fries. This is a mistake. Get out.
Get him. He's at the Clinton _ show.
Yeah. Next thing you know, they close their own internet profiles and like you see them in rehab. I don't know. They just destroy their lives. So never mind. But yeah, I have some sad news though.
Uh-oh.
Well, not that sad, I guess. Kevin Conroy died today.
Yeah.
It was kind of sad. Or unexpected, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. How old was he? He's had to be like
66 or something.
66. Okay, so old, but not old. Not death old. So he must have died from something.
I think it was cancer.
Oh, cancer. Okay, yeah. I didn't know that he had cancer.
Yeah.
Famous Batman. Probably the most famous well,
for us. Maybe. Yeah. Because like when I think of Batman, I think of him. Because he always had the voice.
Yeah, animated Batman. Yeah. Most famous animated Batman. Well, maybe, I don't know, because that show was on for like so long. They still show it.
Yeah, and because he's also in a lot of video games.
Oh, yeah.
And newer shows.
He's in the Arkham.
He's in the Arkham games.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of different variations where it's like, oh, this is the most consistent Batman.
And even the subsequent Batmans they all animated ones kind of just copy like they're inspired by his portrayal a lot, sad news. Saw a lot of like voice actors today posting their tributes and pictures and stuff, and it's unexpected.
Yeah. Oh, I remember seeing him walking to WonderCon one day. It was like the only time I saw him, I think.
Oh, at a pan? Like
like outside, walking from spot to spot.
Oh, okay. He has that look too, where unless you know who he is, you wouldn't. So he can probably walk freely. Well, maybe not at WonderCon, but like he's in the grocery store or something, he's not going to get stopped. But WonderCon, I got an email for tickets.
That's happening.
Yeah, might go.
Might as well.
It's in March.
Might as well go do all the stuff.
Yeah. I don't know, the con, even though I'm going to Comic-Con, like the con stuff, it's so much work. To get up, unless you stay at a hotel, you got to get up early, you're waiting in line all day, so you're not eating any food. It stinks. There's some smellies in there.
Smelly people.
I don't know. Sometimes I feel sick afterwards just because you're around.
Sick?
Yeah, like because like you're around all these people, so like the next day you may have a cold, a cesspool of germs. I don't know. Maybe we'll go. Do you want to go?
I'm down. Yeah.
If we're still on voice actors, do you know anything about Bayonetta, the game? Bayonetta?
Not really.
Okay. It's a franchise at Capcom. It's kind of like Devil May Cry, but a lady. It's a lady. But the voice actor thing. So there's this drama with a lady who previously voiced Bayonetta. Do you know about this, Caesar, at all? Okay. Her name is Helena Taylor, I think, but she voiced the character of Bayonetta in Bayonetta 1 and 2. Mm-hmm. And then this third one just came out. And maybe like a year ago or more, someone had asked her on Twitter, like, oh, excited to hear you in the new Bayonetta game. Because it had been announced that they're making a new game. Maybe it was more than a year ago. And she had just wrote back like, oh, you may not hear me in this one. Like, and people were like, what? Like, maybe she is busy or like her contract, whatever. There's all kinds of reasons why she wouldn't be in it. So maybe like 2 weeks before the game came out, she got on Twitter. It was announced she wasn't going to be in it. It was going to be voiced by somebody else. So she got on Twitter and did this whole rant. She was calm. It wasn't really a rant. But she was asking people to boycott the game because she said that Capcom only offered her $4,000 to voice his character, and she was like, she wanted more, and they said no, so they didn't hire her. Or she decided she didn't want that, so they were like, well, then we'll get somebody else. And it was like this really long. It was like 4 or 5 different. They have to like reply in thread, and she was explaining what happened, and it was good because they do not pay voice actors enough money.
Yeah.
For video games, animated, anything. So people are kind of like, oh, this is great. Like, she's letting people know, like, she's trying to make a statement. Boycotting the game, I think, you shouldn't do that because she's not the only part of this game. It's been worked on by like hundreds of people for years. So you're one part of it. And yeah, you're a big part of it, but this is their work too. You shouldn't boycott it just because you didn't get your way. Yeah. So whatever. And so, I forget which website. It's not Bloomberg. I don't know, but they were like, "Wait a minute." After she did this thing, and they kind of essentially pulled out the receipts of what they offered her, and they were like, she was offered $4,000 per session of the game, and it would have been like 3 or 4 sessions, so they would have been around $15,000. And when she asked them for more money, they were like, okay, it'll be $5,000 a session then. And she was like, no, I want 6 figures and I want royalties from the game. This could be wrong. Like there's this, now it's like a he said, she said thing. So they released that information, and then she was like, she kind of stepped back a little bit and was like, well, yeah, they did offer that per session, but I still should be getting more money. And so everyone was like, what the fuck? And like, because she lied. And then a lot of other voice actors were like, that's a lot of money for a video game. For 4 sessions of work, 4 days of work, you're getting $15,000. That's a lot of money. And it's funny because she kind of like, she got people talking about, yeah, we should pay voice actors more money. And then this info came out and they're like, oh, she lied, and so now everyone's like hating on her. And the lady that replaced her name's Jennifer Hale. Probably you've heard her in everything. Like she's a really popular actress who works with like unions and stuff too to get people paid more money. And right after Helena did her little thing, she put something on Twitter because people were like attacking her on Twitter, like, you fucking bitch, like you took that job. And she was like, I'm under an NDA, so I can't say anything, but just know that like, we as voice actors be respected and blah, 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 blah. And then that's when all this other info came out and people were like petitioning, like, oh, can we have Jennifer Hale go back and redub the other first 2 games? So this bitch fucking sucks. And it's like, it's funny how so quickly people turn on you, but also she lied too. She lied to get clout, essentially. It's good that people were talking about, we should be paying voice actors more money. That's a thing. But then, like, bitch, you fucking lied.
Yeah, that's interesting because people at first are like, yeah, she was treated poorly.
Yeah.
But then
a lot of people were really quick to just jump on her side and be like, yes. So a lot of people said they would boycott the game, and I was like, I'm not buy it. I'm like, why the fuck would you like? If anything, talk about the pay thing. Like that's cool, but like boycott the game. It's gone gold. It's already made. Like I don't know. It's not going to do anything. Yeah. Boycotting a game. But it's interesting to see how quickly, like, because once it started spreading, whoever investigated it. And then one of the directors of the game, like corroborated the report that they made. Were like, yeah, that's true. That's what we offered her, and she didn't want to do it. So we got somebody else. And I forgot to mention, when she said no, and the game wouldn't be out for like another 11 months, I think what it was. And they went back to her at the end and they were like, well, do you want to come back for a cameo and voice a couple lines, and we'll give you like the one session, just as like I don't know, an olive branch, but like you can still be a part of the franchise if you want, but we can't pay you that much. And she said no. So it was like, I think a lot of people, once they found out the truth, were like, I don't know, they're just like, fuck this bitch.
Yeah.
Which I kind of feel that way too. It was like, I would have been okay with everything. The lying sucks, but even if it turned out that it was true, the $4,000, that's it. It's the whole like boycotting art essentially is like because you're getting left out. It's like, no, but like as important as your job is, how many other people spent years working on this game?
Yeah.
You're essentially telling them to like, yeah, I see you did all this work on this game and everything, but I didn't get what I want. So fuck all of you.
Yeah. That's how I feel when people want you to boycott like anything.
Yeah.
Because like, okay, yeah, like that one person is an asshole.
Right.
But so many good people that are employed.
Yeah.
And it's like, what would you do if you were like working so hard that game?
Right. And one really person who you may not even see ever, like some guy in the office over there was like harassing somebody, and now your whole project has been shit on because that one person. Let's say
she's like a jerk to you in person. Like you're like the voiceover booth guy. And she
you're
comes
the Caesar in this.
You're Caesar, and she's like this egomaniac in a red. No, just kidding. She just comes in and she says, "You do this, you do that, you do that, and you suck." It's like the Caesar of that group.
Yeah,
would not let that stand.
No, it's bullshit, dude. They did that with a lot of the Harry Potter stuff. People were like, don't buy it, don't do it. It's like...
Yeah, Harry Potter stuff.
Yeah, J.K. Rowling says what she says, but it's like she's one like she's not even, there's like hundreds of thousands of people that work on Harry Potter shit. She doesn't do anything anymore. Doesn't do anything for Harry Potter anymore. Not buying their products or watching whatever it is doing nothing to her. It's doing to them who work on that stuff. So like, I don't know, people are dumb.
Yeah, like you think that's gonna work out?
Yeah,
you're gonna.
I don't know. I can see in a way where it's like you can be like, well, she created this thing and we don't like her, so we're not gonna engage in whatever things she created. But it's like at this point, it's so far from her that she's already a billionaire anyway. Like she doesn't need any more money. And she will get money when you go engage in Harry Potter shit. She's going to get a cut of it, but it's like, but so many other people are as well. Yeah. So I don't know. A lot of that,
the capitalism life.
Yeah.
Man.
Must be nice.
Must be nice.
Must be nice to be a billionaire.
Yeah. Must be nice to be like a billionaire and also be able to be a dick.
Yeah.
And then have whatever other people say not really affect you.
It's funny because the scope of being a billionaire is so much more than a millionaire that you can't even like. I can't even imagine being a millionaire. I don't know how I would live my life, but a billionaire is so much more money than people that have millions of dollars that my brain can't even grasp having that much money. And how would that affect you as a person? Like how you treat other people, what you do day to day, like. Isn't that like a weird concept?
Yeah, because you're not... Yeah, because a lot of stuff won't affect you.
You're not affected by anything. That like people get mad at like Elon Musk or like whoever that have like billions of dollars or like Trump. Somebody. It's like they're not real people.
Yeah,
they're not like us.
They're not on this level.
Yeah, they don't know. They I don't know. They do know. They do know. But it's like you can't get into that headspace unless you're in that headspace. Right?
Yeah, and there's just not enough people to be like, yeah, it's okay that you did the $44 billion loan thing and that you're never going to have to like pay it back and you're never going to have to like lose your stock at Tesla or Twitter.
Yeah, I mean, imagine never just knowing what's in your bank account. Just know that like it's fine. There's money there. It's always going to be money there. Like there's never a purchase where you're like, you're aware of it. Like, I if I buy something expensive, like if I go to the grocery store, I don't really, it's like, whatever, I got to buy food. But if I buy like a new TV or something, it's like, okay, I know I just put like $2,000 out of my bank account right now. Imagine not knowing that about anything. Like I'll buy a house on Tuesday. Mm-hmm. Oh, it's Thursday. I'll buy another yacht. It's just like, there's nothing there.
Yeah.
And it must be like Elon Musk, I don't think he was born rich, right? He made all that. So he at least knew what it was like at one point to not have that. But someone that is born into like generational wealth like that, where they just don't know, they're just like, oh, that's everybody doesn't live in mansions and, drive fucking Bugattis, like that's just us.
What do you mean?
Yeah. You think like maybe like the Kardashians, like their kids are just surrounded by wealth. That's the first place my mind went to. Like, what must that be like? I'd like to know one day.
Would you?
Yeah, so listen to the show, you guys. This is a good time to say like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. Wow.
Yes. Hit the likes down there.
Oh, God.
Hit the likes and the subscribes. Leave a comment. I'll reply back.
Yeah.
Even if it's a bad one, I'll still reply back.
Slay.
I'll give you attention.
Slay.
Yeah. Oh. Speaking of being a billionaire, and how that's never going to be my reality, I think I learned why I don't like anything on TV right now, and why I only listen to podcasts. Because reality is more interesting than TV, than like the shows, I think. I find it more interesting like listening to people just talk about whatever happened, because I don't know. I think because you can kind of wrap your mind around it, but like, I don't know. It came to me today. It was a little weird. Every time I watch something, except for I can talk about One Piece. I like that. That's way out of reality, but I'll watch it for like 10 minutes and then be like, I'll listen to someone talk instead. And do you think that's just getting older, or is that like escape of like what everything is right now on TV?
Maybe because like when you make anything on TV, it takes a while to get made. Yeah. So you could have the best joke or the best thought or like the best storyline today, but then it might not land in 6 months when it comes out.
Yeah.
So in a podcast, we could talk about the funniest thing that we thought of today, and it comes out on Sunday, and we could do it again the next week and then the week after that. So it's like podcasting, you're able to just throw all the thoughts out there, and you're also not worried about what like HBO Max is going to say too.
Yeah,
because usually
you can just be authentic. I think that's what it is, authenticity. Because it's real. It's coming. Even if say we did a sketch on here, that's whatever. Yeah. But just like if you're telling a story that actually happened to you, that you know it's real.
Yeah.
And I think lately that's just more interesting to me.
Yeah, like the big difference I see is like with like Conan O'Brien doing his podcast instead of the talk show. It's like the talk show
is all fake.
It's all fake. And it's like the podcast is the first time you really see like who he is.
Yeah.
And that's so fascinating to me. To really see them.
It's funny you bring up the talk show, because if you really watch a talk show now, like I'll only see something on YouTube. That's the only time I'll watch. Or like someone makes fun of Instagram. Yeah. Just the way it's set up, it's not real. Like a podcast, I'm looking at you. If we were doing a talk show, we would be like faced like this. We'd be talking with like, we'd kind of be facing each other, but we'd be more facing, if I'm out of frame, sorry, Caesar, more facing the audience, right? So you're like having a very manufactured conversation like this with someone who's right over here.
Yeah.
And you're like looking at the audience. It's kind of performative to where it's like, and it's only like the interview and stuff for like 5 minutes. So it's like, how real can you get in 5 minutes? It's once you start to see this like real interaction, it's just so much more interesting.
Yeah. And even because they do the live podcasts now.
Yes.
Even live podcasts are somehow better than talk shows.
Yeah. Yeah. Remember we went to Juicy Scoop live?
Yeah. Like that was really good.
That was really good. Yeah. I didn't know I knew some of the topic. Like most of that stuff was like Real Housewife shit. And I don't know, things I didn't know
stuff
what they were,
but
I was still like, this is pretty interesting.
Yeah.
I'm still invested in what I'm watching because it's real. There's real people in front of us. And ended up being like they had like a crew. It ended up being like real conversations. Like it was like that talk show format where they're like, here's a picture, let's make fun of it, whatever. Mm-hmm. But it was like, I don't know, it was more authentic.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you think it is a getting older thing? 30s
Maybe.
thing?
I don't know. Is that 30s?
Maybe.
Topic? We talk about a lot of 30s stuff on here.
Because we just, because we either avoid the imaginary stuff because we're like, well, the stuff I'm dealing with right now is pretty real.
Yeah.
And I can't escape it.
I don't know, because then I saw that new One Piece movie, and that's really not real. And I had a really good time in there. So I don't know. Mm-hmm. Maybe. I would talk about One Piece, but you don't know.
I mean, you could do a quick thing about it.
I could do a quick rant.
I
can't do a quick one on this movie because there was a lot of, other than like, it's got incredible animation. Like Japan really knows what they're doing with the animation. It was a musical, which I knew that going into it.
Oh.
But I was still kind of like, how the fuck are they going to make a musical for One Piece? And they pulled it off, and the music was really fucking catchy.
Oh, you liked it? I added
it to my Spotify. Yeah, it's so good. Wow. And One Piece is like a fun action, goofy, like comedy action show. But then this one, it had like a lot of like daddy issue stuff, like as someone raised by a single dad with lots of dad issues. I was like, not emotional because as we talked about earlier, I don't get emotional, but it was really like things were kind of clicking where I was like, I know exactly how this person feels.
Yeah.
Like because of things that happen in the movie, or I know exactly why she thinks this when really it's like this. Cause now I'm older with a single dad. She's younger with a single dad, and it was really kind of like, and I saw it in a theater with just me. Nobody else in the theater.
Oh,
it was like noon on a Wednesday or something, and it's an anime. Like people aren't watching anime in where we live, and I don't know. It was just kind of a interesting experience being alone in a theater, having those thoughts where it's like, because you're in the dark in this large room, and like it's really loud. There were really things were kind of clicking. I was like, I did not expect to have this during a fucking One Piece movie.
Yeah.
But if you want to go watch it, you can.
I would now. Like it sounds like something I would like.
Yeah. Why am I talking about One Piece? Oh yes, it's just like art that you can enjoy because that's really fake. Mm-hmm. But then they do stuff like that in it, and you're like, oh, I didn't expect to feel this. And
like I saw Black Panther: Wakanda Forever last night.
Oh boy,
it's just so emotional.
Yeah,
entire time it's like boom. It's like we all miss Chadwick Boseman. Like we miss him a lot, and then the next thing you're like, we really miss him still. We miss him so much, and I'm like, God, I do too.
It's crazy. He had that impact. There's only one. No, he was in Avengers and stuff too. Never mind.
He's in Civil War too.
Civil War
stuff.
I was gonna say he's only had that one movie, but he's been around for a little bit. He was in Infinity War. Yeah, the last battle's in Wakanda.
He's there. Yeah,
I've been so out of Marvel for such a long time. I don't know.
Yeah, you feel it.
Yeah,
but like Namor is a great villain.
Yeah,
he's very Mayan. Like they really went with like Mayan heritage for.
Is he Mayan in the comic?
No,
I don't know anything
they changed
about
it up.
I thought he was a white guy.
He was like in the comics. It's Atlantis, so he's like Atlantean or whatever. But they do it in a really nice way. And the costumes are really cool.
The costumes look great. That was I know I haven't seen Black Panther yet, but Wakanda Forever. But the first Black Panther, I liked that movie, but I wanted more of Wakanda because it looked cool. Yeah,
you get a lot of that in this one because it shows you Wakanda and then the underwater city. So you see the parallels between them both.
What's the underwater city called?
Do you remember the name of it?
I'll look it up.
Okay. Yeah.
Because it wasn't Atlantis, which is what I was expecting. But then I'm like, oh, if they're going to go fully like culturally Mayan, I was like, oh, they're not going to just call it Atlantis. Yeah. That's right. It's so Greek.
Yeah. Atlantis. Is Atlantis Greece?
Well, Atlantis was first thought of by Plato.
Okay. You mean it's
I
not
learned
real?
that the other day. No. Well, the idea of it. It's like, oh, well, we think this apocalypse happened. Right. And so we call this place Atlantis because it looks like we think that it was a real place and that like the glaciers destroyed everything. Okay. So all all the water that was around just wished everything around, which is like there's so many different stories about like water destroying the earth, like in the Bible and in Greek myths and in other cultures too, to where it's like, like I mean, odds are there's probably a place
that was destroyed by water.
That was destroyed by water. That's like Atlantis, really.
Yeah. I think water is just such a powerful thing.
Mm-hmm. Like, it's
just like
scary.
It is. And also, like, water is life, too. Like, you know, so I don't know. I'll probably... Did you find the name?
Yeah, Tolacan.
Tolacan.
Yeah, that doesn't sound... it sounds a bit more Mayan than Atlantis.
Tolacan. Yeah, Atlantis. Tolacan.
I think they want to distance themselves from like being like not a ripoff, but like, you know, they were like, well, Aquaman, you know?
Yeah.
Oh,
so they wanted to go a different route.
Okay. Makes sense.
Yeah.
I'll probably watch it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Got nothing going on tomorrow. There was something else I wanted to say about Black Panther and I forgot. Oh, well. All right. What's our next topic, I guess? Did you vote? Awesome. Next one. I don't want to talk about
Just leave it at that.
I'm so glad I was drinking water when you asked me.
The overwhelming amount of like those voting posts you see every time there's like midterms or election, it's like I get it, you know, fuck. I voted. Make sure you vote. Blah 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 blah. It's like we know how it works.
You know, the best thing I saw, I'll find them.
I think outside, I saw a ballot drop off thing outside.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I dropped my ballot off here at the studio.
Oh,
like,
nice.
It was a storm, and there was somebody working it during the storm.
Oh yeah. It's dedication to your job.
My favorite meme from that day is my favorite part of today is watching the dumbest people I've ever effing met post I voted stickers on their Instagram.
Right. I saw that same one. I kind of feel the same way. Some of the people that I follow who I don't really respect a lot, but like, I voted.
You should too. And it's like, I don't really respect your other life choices that you've been making. So I don't know if this is going to be the best one either. All right.
Yeah. All the ones, always the ones that you know how they voted.
You
do
know.
the I voted things where it's like, you based on their other posts, you're like, I know how you feel about certain things, so I know who you voted. You know, you should have just took a picture of your ballot first.
Yeah, just just show me the cardboard cutout of Gavin Newsom that's in your room.
Yeah. Or on the other hand who's the other guy? Not Newsom. The one that Caruso?
Caruso.
Yeah.
Caruso. Yeah.
I don't know. It's just like, I don't know. Fuck that noise. It's stupid.
It's over. It's done. It's fine.
Yeah. I do want to talk about this, but I don't think we can. If I do, we can put it on YouTube. Never mind.
Because there's like keywords you can't say on YouTube. Yeah.
So I don't know if it's after the first 5 minutes or for the whole video, but so we'll just skip it. But okay, back to the daddy issues thing.
Oh, great.
I had a really interesting dream last night. And it's rare that I remember my dreams. I'm one of those. So last night I had a dream that I was at an auction. I don't know what kind of auction, but I was at an auction, and it was in the first elementary school that I went to, because I went to two because I moved in Long Beach, and it was in their auditorium, theater room, whatever. And I remember that room because the school I went to was it was built in the 30s, and it was built to look 30s. Like the 30s. Nice catch.
It should be like it was built in the 30s.
That's what I was gonna say. Hey-o. It was built in the 30s, and it was built to look like a mission, like a California mission.
Oh,
so it has a really unique look to it, and it had like a working bell tower. It was in Long Beach. It's called Mark Twain Elementary School.
Oh.
Anyway, so it was in that room, and it was an auction, and the auction was being what's the auctioneer called? Proctor? I don't know.
Auctioneer.
Yeah. He was it was Chris DiStefano, right? And for whatever reason, and I don't even know what we're auctioning, but I remember just being like in the room watching the auction, and then my dad comes in and sits right next to me, and it's my dad from when he was like very young.
Oh.
And I have a younger dad. He had me when he was he had me. My mom had me when he was like 22, I think. So I have a memory of my dad through his 20s and through his early 30s and all that. So I was like, oh shit, what are you doing here? And he had said like, oh, I'm gonna go tell the auctioneer to make fun of you, and here's what I'm gonna have him do. And he gave me a card that had like, I'm gonna make you sing, and I forget what the song was. So he came into my dream to ruin it, I guess, to have the Chris Stefano make fun of me, and that's when I woke up. But I woke up like, it was weird because like that image of my dad, because he used to do that, like make fun of me about stuff, and he still does. But like, it was weird. Like my young dad, that's a trend in my dreams. Sometimes he'll show up randomly, and usually those are the ones I remember. And it's always like a time where I kind of like want to connect to him somehow, and then like the dream will happen, and then after that I'm good. Like, all right, I'm good on you. Because especially like, the night before, I had to go pick him up somewhere because he was drunk. And I remember thinking like, he first of all never texts me to come get him when he's drunk. He just drives drunk. And I was thinking like the whole time, I was so mad. Like, fuck, like you're fucking almost 60 years old and you still act like this. But I still went and got him and I brought him home. And he was like apologetic the whole time. And he was like, no, you didn't want to do this. I'm like, I'm not going to just leave you here if you say, like, obviously like, you text me to come get you, I'll come get you.
Yeah.
But and if you're drunk, you can't have that conversation anyway because it's going to be gone the next day. So that happened the night before. And then it's just kind of, it's weird when these things happen, like these dreams where like I think they're trying to tell you something, but then you have to do the rest of the work.
Yeah.
And then like that happened. And then when I woke up, I was like, well, I'm good. Like I don't need it. Like I may have been so mad that I kind of was like, why can't it just be like when you were younger or whatever? And then I got that in the dream, and then I woke up and I was like, all right, I'm fine. Yeah, it was like a weird kind of, not therapy, but like your body kind of giving you what you think you need. And then, I don't know. And yeah, it's just weird that it's always like the young version of him. Cause I think that's like the one that's like, I kind of liked that one more than the one I have now.
Yeah.
And
because now you're sort of that one, you're like that one now.
Well, yeah.
You're that age.
Probably that too, or it's like, I can be in that, I don't know what it is. Maybe I can be in that same headspace. I don't know. It was weird, but it was interesting too, because I thought about it like throughout the day, like what is the meaning of why does this happen sometimes?
Yeah.
Or a young dad pops up in the dreams. But then, I don't know. And then I came to the conclusion, it's like, oh, my my brain's trying to do something. It's trying to help me out in some way. And that's how it did it. I don't remember my dreams, really.
Other ones?
Here and there, but they're usually they're usually like funny dreams, like, or just, like, I used to have a lot of like action-packed dreams when I was a kid. Or I just like, especially if I watched a kung fu movie, where like I'd have a dream where like I was doing like kung fu stuff, and sometimes those stay with me, but not usually. I know it'd only be like one part of the dream too, and I can't remember the rest around it.
Yeah.
Do you remember your dreams?
Usually, I have to write them down because I also get a lot of dreams where I'm at my elementary school, at my church I grew up at. And nowadays it's been Disneyland, like from when I worked there.
Yeah.
So I had a weird one where I think I watched some kind of Ryan Reynolds video before I went to sleep. And so I was at Disneyland.
Which Ryan Reynolds video? I know you know which one.
Some like a more recent one.
But which one though? I know you know exactly which one. Don't try and play it off like you don't know everything.
Ryan Reynolds. The movie trailer where his character's name is Clint.
Okay, there it is.
Christmas
He didn't
movie?
want to say it. He knew exactly
Musical?
what he was talking about.
Watched it for the 40th time. And so he's at Disneyland and he's like doing a meet and greet, but like it's really him.
Okay.
And so then I'm like, wait, I have questions. He's like, I'm not going to do it out here. Like, let's go backstage. And
Oh,
I
wow,
was
he
like,
took you backstage?
yeah, and I was like, oh.
Just you two?
Yeah, I don't know why I'd ask him something very serious.
A little salacious. It
was an industry question.
Industry? What kind of industry?
So how do I become
the porn industry? That's. Do you have a lot of Ryan Reynolds streams?
Not really. That was one.
Yeah.
Depends.
I thought of something funny about the topic we can't talk about. So. Sorry. Even though, wait, I just said porn. Because the other thing I want to talk about was porn.
Oh, that's not a big deal. I talk about that all the time and everything. I don't think
I've ever... Okay. I thought for some reason you can't talk about...
Not on TikTok. TikTok and stuff like that, they you can't.
Yeah.
But like YouTube, I think is fine. Because comedians talk about that all the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I think... I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm so good at all this. Anyway, this porn, though, let's talk about that thing then. I was thinking today about porn search histories. Or even not even search histories. You know how, like, when you're watching porn, like, sometimes, like, a video will pop, or, like, a thumbnail of something that's horrific or something that's, like, gross will, it'll be suggested for you. You're like, what the fuck? I'm not into that. But then you still click on it anyway. So you're like, well, I kind of want to see it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, and so you get to that horrific porn video, and maybe you liked it, maybe you just like, no, I don't. But I was thinking, like, what if, so we're in our 30s now, the entirety of our porn history is able to be, like, searched. Like, say you go to a website and they're like, I don't know, it's called, like, I was going to say Spank Bank, that already exists.
I was going to say Letits Now.
Fuck Files or something.
Fuck Files.
I feel like you can't name a porn website that doesn't exist.
Well, so this website or company, we'll call it a company, Fuck Files. They're like, you say like, hey, here's my name, my social, or whatever information they require. Can you send me all of my porn history? And they send it to you like via mail, whatever. You somehow get access to it.
Wow.
So that you're able to see the porn, every bit of porn that you've watched since you were 13, whatever.
Yeah.
I thought, like, that'd be kind of interesting to see, like, what was teenage me into?
Mm-hmm.
Or, like, even if, like, the accidental videos you clicked on are like, oh, that must have been an accident, or was it? You know, like, just to see, like, and then what could that tell you about somebody?
Mm. See, I had this thought when I was thinking of a bit about how in church they tell you that when
are we talking about porn still?
Yeah.
Okay.
So when you
went straight to church, well, what kind of porn were you looking at?
And is it in the Bible? Maybe not. But where it's supposed to get you to like do the right thing in your daily life, but it like scares you too much. Where they say, when you die, you're going to be in front of God and you're going to be judged for everything you've ever done.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
So I thought of that, and it's like, do I get to like see stuff again?
Just like Clockwork Orange style.
Yeah,
like we're gonna look at your porn history. You know?
And it's like, wait, can you go back? Can you pause it? Can you slow it down a little bit? That it's like you having sex. It's like, do I want to see this again? I don't know. God, do you want to see this? Yes. And it's like, I thought you did this so that I would not do bad stuff.
Yeah.
But now it's kind of fun to watch.
It'll be kind of a fun journey, I think.
It's like, oh, you don't get to heaven. Okay, but can I keep the highlight reel?
Yeah, can I get
I'm going to hell anyway.
Hard drive of it? That'd be nice.
Yeah, I don't know.
Airdrop it to me.
God, airdrop it.
I don't know. If that's the case, I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah. I mean, I'd maybe want to see that.
I don't know. Hell always sounds like more fun than heaven.
It kind of does.
If you think about the people that are going to heaven, it's like, y'all fucking suck. Like, you guys don't drink. You don't do drugs. Like, you don't watch porn, you know, at least, you know, behind closed doors. I don't know. It just seems like the people that are like those kind of people that you think would be going to heaven are usually the boring ones anyway. So,
yeah.
Like, I'll see all my friends in hell at least. You know, we're not, let's be real, we're not going to heaven.
I mean, they'd probably find a way to make hell way cooler.
It must be.
It's got to be.
It must be.
No way is that bad.
Except for the heat, I'm sure it's a lot more fun.
Yeah. And maybe
less demons running around.
Well, and then the like the way that like some of my like Christian friends would talk growing up would be like, oh, I'm going to get to meet this person when I'm in heaven. It's like, no, that person's going to be in hell.
Yeah.
They were
Well, even then, it's like which version of that person?
Yeah, which person, and then which person do you get to be?
Yeah,
do I get to be my favorite part?
Old feeble self when I die? Hopefully, I die when I'm old. Like I don't want to be that guy.
Yeah,
can I be like 28 again? That was the best.
And then it's like,
was not the best
if you don't get to be a new body, like they won't recognize you if you're a new body.
Yeah.
So then all the loved ones you had will be like, Auntie Gina, that's not you. I don't know who the heck you are. I mean. Heaven, you are. They're like up there correcting your talk.
Nobody curses in heaven too.
And what if like you have a relative and their peak was like when they were younger, so then it's like your grandma, but she's like 18 or something.
Yeah, it was before she was your grandma, and she was like, "Who the fuck are you?"
Yeah,
he doesn't like you.
Or even then, like let's say she does remember, but it's like your family's like all mixed up. It's a bunch of teenagers and like some people in their 20s. It doesn't make any sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. That's what this episode's gonna be called. Heaven. It doesn't make any sense.
Doesn't make any sense.
We actually have to wrap up there because I got to go.
Oh.
So we're a little bit early, but not that much. So we'll stop there for today. Clint, where can they find you?
Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, at the _Clint_show.
I'm also, never mind. I'm also on Instagram, not TikTok. Uncle2_Marcus. Follow us on the YouTube. youtube.com/the30spodcast. Apple Music, all the things were there. It's on Spotify too. Thank you for being here. We'll see you next time.
Bye.